Alrighty, it's the top of the hour. Let's go ahead and begin. We'll start in mountain pose. So just go ahead and make your way up to a standing position. Just stand near the top of your mat. Take your time. And once you've made it here, just feel settled, grounded, and to help you feel grounded and connected, take a few deep breaths. You might take a nice full inhale to fill up your lungs and heart space. And an exhale to empty. Another nice full breath in, just feeling yourself being filled up with this pranic energy. And the exhale for the release. And just continue with slow, steady breaths as a way to continue this full arrival, making your way here. Yeah. And as you continue to pay attention to the feeling and the sound of your breath, it really helps you to be more present, to be here now. So do breathe in a way where you can feel your breath or experience how your body is responding to your breath. The rise and fall of your chest or belly, your shoulders, maybe a sensation in your nose or throat. Breathe so that you can hear the breath, that sound, that pranic sound. Making your way here. To deepen this connection, perhaps on your next inhale, same thing, just feeling breath rising upward, filling up your lungs. And as you exhale, as you're able, draw your belly button in toward your spine, a little pulling action to activate your abdominal system as we engage the abdominal lock. The feeling of support, connection, our center body. Again, breathing in, feeling your lungs expand, your heart open. Exhale, connecting to your center, engaging the abdominal lock. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Prepare your body to move. And a reminder that this is your practice, so move in the way that you need to move today. Modify any poses, and certainly rest whenever you need to. Moving together, and inhale to extend your arms out and up, a big stretch as you reach into the air. Yes. Exhale, fold forward, so a good hinge from your hips. Bend your knees as much as you need to, and just slowly and carefully make your way down to your forward fold. You don't have to go all the way down this first time. Inhale, slide your hands up to your shins or your knees, only rising up halfway, so you're forming a table with your own body. And exhale, either stay here or slowly slide back down to your forward fold. And wherever you land, just pause, breathe, and just notice how this feels. What sensations are arising in your body in this posture, this bowing position, this folding forward yoga position. A lengthening or stretch sensation in your legs, maybe down your back and spine. Two more breaths here. Let's return to a halfway lift. So just slide your hands back up to your shins or knees, rising up halfway, pausing to create that long, flat back. Making sure feet feel well grounded, keeping that strong connection to the earth, even a softness or a slight bend in your knees. Long, flat tabletop position. And we'll finish standing first, shifting your weight into your heels, bend your knees to lower your hips like you're sitting into a low chair, lifting your upper body, then with an inhale, extend your arms out and up. That's it, reaching nice and high. And exhale, you can bring your hands together and down to your heart, or arms down to your side to finish your flow. Just be in mountain pose here. That's our half salute to the sun, and we'll repeat that sequence. Here we go. Inhale, reaching out and up. Just feel the lengthening through the sides of your body, energy through your hands and fingers. Exhale, leading with your heart. Fold forward. Again, soft knees, carefully guiding your way down. That could be a partial fold, or you might go all the way down, allowing gravity to take over. Releasing head, neck, and shoulders at the end. Inhale, slide your hands up to shins or knees, elongating through your spine, rising up halfway. You exhale, once again, to slowly fold back over. That same weight shift into your heels, bend your knees, lower your hips, lifting upper body. Then extend your arms out and up as you inhale, growing nice and tall. Exhale, hands together and down to your heart or arms down to your side. Finishing the flow. Just pause here. Good. Find and feel your breath. Listen to the sound of your breath. Let it continue to guide you. Let's continue with our full sun salute. Here we go. Inhale, reaching up, and if it feels okay, tip your chin up, looking up past your fingertips. Exhale, lead with your heart, fold forward. Soft knees as you guide your way down to your forward fold. And inhale, rise up halfway to your flat back. Feel like the top of your head is leading you forward to get that long spine. Exhale, fold, slide down the legs, bend your knees more so you can reach the ground with your hands near the top edge of your mat and walk or step your feet to the back end of your mat. We'll pause here in plank pose so your hips are perhaps at shoulder level. Pause here for a moment. Strong arms, hands pushing into the earth. Breathe in, and on your exhale, bend your knees a little, send your hips into the air while your head and chest sink between your arms. Your ears might run alongside your arms. You'll end in downward facing dog. Make any adjustments with your feet, even your hands on your mat, to help you settle into your pose. Stay here, maybe hold in stillness and continue to feel breath move through your body, or add movement while you're here. Maybe a little pressing of the heels towards the earth one at a time to feel a stretch in your toes, your calves, and any other movements that feel correct. Knees bend, hips might shift side to side. And if your hands or arms get fatigued, you can certainly come down to your knees. A couple more breaths. On your third inhale, fill yourself up. On the exhale, draw belly in as you walk, step, or even hop both feet up to the top of the mat. You'll be in forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway, elongate through your spine. Exhale, fold again. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees, lower your hips, and we'll rise up. Inhale, reaching into the sky. In this exhale, we'll take chair pose or a chair-like position, feeling as if you're sitting into a seat that's behind you. So there's a weight shift back into your hips and heels. Your toes might lift naturally. Nice balancing position. As your hips sit back, arms extend out front for that balance. Let's breathe in. And exhale, dive out of your seat, back down towards toes, forward fold. Moving at your own pace. Inhale, rise up halfway. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. All the way down we go. Find the earth with your hands out front. Hop, step, or walk your feet to the back end of your mat. There's plank pose. Another brief pause here. You can take that same shortcut to downward facing dog if you'd like. Or with the exhale, finish your push-up. Bend elbows, squeeze them in towards your ribs to help support the body as you lower your way down. Inhale to a back bend. It could be a low cobra or rising all the way up to up dog or something in between. And exhale, tuck your toes under, hips float into the air, head and chest sink. Make any adjustments with your feet and hands, holding for just a moment. We'll continue with a lunge here. So inhale, extend your right leg up behind you. Nice, strong, straight line, yes. And exhale, step right foot to the top of the mat. You can land behind the right hand, that's good. Once you've landed, we'll turn the left heel to the earth behind you, shifting your weight back into that foot so there's good balance between the feet. You should have light hands that you can reach forward and then rise up, reaching into the air. We'll hold for a moment, keeping that good extension, that lightness up top as we're lunging towards the earth. Nice grounding sensation. Inhale and exhale, we'll fold. Bring the hands back down to the ground. We'll slide the right foot back to meet the other. Again, the shortcut to down dog is fine, or finishing the full flow. You can certainly bring knees to the floor first, then belly and chest to finish that push-up. Inhale to a low cobra, perhaps for your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just take your time as you make those transitions. We'll do the other side. So an inhale to extend left leg up when you're ready, no rush. And exhale, step left foot to the top of the mat. Nice light landing, good. Right heel to the earth behind you. Nice secure balancing of the body. Then reaching forward with an inhale, hinge your way up. Nice and tall. Settle in, make any adjustments. Reaching high, lunging low. Aware of the sensations in your body, especially the breath. We'll inhale, and the exhale, hinge, fold, hands down to the earth, slide left foot back to meet the other, and again, just complete the series as you like. You can always do that shortcut if you'd like, or some variation of a flow to get you to downward facing dog. Let's do some floor work, so gently come down to your knees. Sit back briefly into hero, then off to the side so you can swing the legs around to the front. Scoot forward so you have some space behind you because we're going to roll down onto our backs. You're welcome to bring the knees in. Give yourself a little hug. Add some movement as it feels good here. And also check in with your breathing. Our practice today is going to focus on some back bends or heart openers. And this is our first official one. It'll be bridge pose. So when you're ready, we'll plant the feet into the ground. Lots of variations of our bridge. Again, first planting the feet, nice full breath in to fill up the heart space. You can exhale through the mouth if you'd like. And then pressing into the earth with the feet, lifting hips. Even just a little bit is fine here. If you happen to have a block nearby, you can slide it underneath you and sit on the block for a more supported bridge pose, or just continue to lift. You can use your hands as a little bench to sit on if you need a little extra support. Or again, just continue lifting and just feeling the sensations arise. You might feel this in your legs, your thighs, hamstrings, even your glutes. And to really get that heart opening experience, I might suggest rocking your upper body left and right several times, getting your shoulders underneath you. And to support the lifting upper body, you might bend your elbows so your arms are at 90 degrees, pushing down into the floor with the backs of your arms, and see if that helps support the lifted upper body. Notice all these sensations. We'll take 2 more breaths here. So bridge pose, our first heart opener, back bend. You can start to soften after that second breath. Wiggle the feet forward, just making space in the low back initially. Then extend your arms up into the air. That should make space in the upper body. And then roll your way down. Once you've made it to the earth, extend your arms behind you and your legs out front, just to elongate through the spine and the entire body. Stretch and lengthen here. To make our way back up to seated, so you can hug the knees in, you can rock your way up to seated, or even roll to one side and press yourself up to seated if you need to. Right into our boat pose, or just set yourself up for boat pose. Lots of variations, just like bridge. So seated, I like to start with knees bent, heels on the floor, and even lift myself up. I can use hands on the floor to help extend the spine, or hold on to the bent knees here to help lift and extend. And just leaning back until I find that sensation I want in the core to activate the abdominal system here. You can certainly lean back by walking the heels closer toward yourself, finding that balance on your hips so your feet can easily float off the ground. Knees can remain bent, or you can extend the legs a little bit or a lot. Free the hands or keep holding on. Let's move from here. Breathe in. On the exhale, good. Cross legs, hands in front or to the side, so you can unravel the legs and get them back behind you into plank pose. Once again, just kind of drawing that strong, straight line in the body. Return to down dog with the shortcut. Bend your knees and hips into the air. Take your time. Again, make any adjustments. Settle into the pose. And ready for our second lunge series. So inhale and extend right leg straight up. We'll open the hip here. Bend your right knee, bring heel down towards backside. And a simple lift of the knee. Doesn't have to lift high. Just a little bit of a lift so you can start to feel kind of a turn or an opening of your hips towards the right side of the room. We'll breathe in right here. And exhale, unwind and step through. Right foot to the top of the mat. Once landed, left heel to the earth behind you. Find your grounding and balance. And then rising up. Inhale, reaching into the air. And exhale, opening to your left, arms to parallel. Moving into Warrior Two. Yes, kind of that automatic adjustment with the feet to stabilize your strong foundation. Hold here for a moment. Warrior Two. Yes, very strong. Side angle pose. Reaching forward, angled upper body. Rotate the arms. So your right hand perhaps is reaching down, left hand reaching up. First, just initial opening of the heart. Even though it's not a back bend, I like to think of this pose also as a heart opener. Stay here, but bring your left hand down behind you, maybe to your low back or even your left hip. And as you're able, roll or pull this left shoulder back so it's behind the heart. Heart is forward. Yes. In one respect, we're getting some opening in the shoulder and chest, getting prepared for our future heart openers. Let's inhale, re-extend this left hand up into the air, then we'll turn and fold. Bring hands to the ground. Let's step back into plank pose. Another pause here. Just drawing that straight line. Take another shortcut to downward facing dog. Just soft knees, hips into the air. Make your adjustments. We'll do the other side. Inhale, extending left leg up. Nice strong straight line initially. Bend this left knee, heel down towards backside. Lifting the knee, feel that little twist and turn and opening of the hips to the left side of the room. Hands still pressing strongly into the earth. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind. Step left foot to the top of the mat. Right heel to the earth, center, balance, connect. Light hands to float up to Warrior One. And exhale to help expand and open to your Warrior Two. There you go, yeah. Adjusting the feet so you feel solid and strong here. Side angle pose, reaching forward. Rotate the arms here. Always okay to stay up high in the posture. You can always start high and gently, slowly get lower towards the earth as long as the body allows and it feels good to you. We'll bring the right arm and hand down behind the body. Right hand to low back perhaps, or right hip. Right shoulder rolls back, opening up through the heart. Again, getting the shoulder as best as we can behind the heart. So the heart leads, it opens. A few more breaths. And we'll inhale and re-extend right arm up into the air. Or exhale to turn, we'll fold, hands plant into the earth. Slide left foot back, there's plank. You can still take that shortcut to down dog or finish the full vinyasa. Maybe chaturanga dandasana, modify that if you want to. Inhale to upward facing dog or cobra or locust. And exhale, downward facing dog. Once in down dog, just be sure you have a good bend in the knees, allowing more mobility in your hips. And maybe your hips can lift up a little higher. Hands press strongly into this floor. Nice long torso. Return to standing. Breathe in first. Exhale, walk, step, or hop both feet up to the top of your mat. Here's our forward fold. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold. Weight shift into the heels, bend your knees. We'll inhale, come all the way up. We're going to keep this moving, but reach high, extended mountain pose. And on the exhale, slowly bring your arms out and down, and then reach behind you like so, as if you're reaching for the back corners of your yoga mat. Active hands, active fingers, reaching, but also hugging to midline. Imagine you're holding on maybe to your bolster behind you. Hold here, or if you're able, interlace your fingers. If you can't or that doesn't feel good on the joints, keep the hands free. If your fingers are folded, reach down with the knuckles towards your heels. Feel the shoulders drop. Even pull shoulders back, squeezing shoulder blades together. Again, just emphasizing that opening, across the chest. Perfect. And then a little bend in the knees. Just let the knees kind of jet forward slightly and just tip over. Not much, like you're doing chair pose. We don't have to go too far. Nice long neck. Shoulders drawn back, heart opens. Just release the fingers. Inhale, reach up, get tall, tip, gaze upward, looking up. Exhale, lead with heart, fold forward. Inhale to elongate through the spine. Exhale, fold. Hands return to the earth. Walk, step, or hop. Feet back into plank pose. Hold plank pose. Stay here at the top of the push-up for a moment. I'm going to add a pose here. Gently set your right knee onto the floor, directly underneath your right hip. We're going to make a kickstand with the right foot, so swing the right foot off to the right side. It might even swing off the mat. Then open your whole body to the left side of the room while your left arm reaches into the air. So we're in side plank. Variation with that kickstand and knee on the floor. There you go. Nice opening. Let's extend the left hand overhead, reaching through your fingertips towards the front of the room, just like that. Now you might need to shift weight a bit more into your right hand with the option now of floating the left foot into the air. Flex the left foot and lift it off the ground. Maybe pushing through the heel towards the back of the room, just creating more length. Good balance and strength here. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring that foot down. Let's bring the left hand down. Left knee comes to the floor next to the other. And bring that right kickstand back in. If you need to rest the wrists, come off out of this pose if you'd like. Otherwise, a few breaths, cat and cow. Cow pose is our back bend. Cat pose is the rounded spine. So inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Maybe one more like that. Just get this good undulation through the spine, that movement through the hips. The shoulders get involved here as well. Come back to a neutral tabletop posture. We'll do the same thing other side. So go ahead and make a kickstand with the left foot as it swings off to the side. We'll extend the right leg back, keeping toes on the floor initially, and then open up to the right side of the room. Perfect. Good, just kind of settle in. Imagine you're wearing a belt, and your belt buckle is just kind of pushing forward, just to help align the body. Now we'll send the right arm overhead, reaching towards the front of the room with active hands and fingers. Again, you might need to shift weight more into the left hand so the right foot can lift off the floor. Flex the foot just to activate that leg, pushing through the heel as the right hand overhead reaches to the opposite side of the room, lengthening here in the sideways balancing pose. Breathe in. On the exhale, we'll set that right foot down, right hand down, right knee comes to the floor next to the other. Swing the left foot back in. There's our tabletop. Get off the wrists or quickly take some cat-cow movements. We'll take a rest from the wrist in a moment. Maybe one more. And then sit back into hero pose. So you can get off the hands here. So it's a lot of pressure we just added into the wrists. So you may want to do a counter pose. Just flip the palms the other way, or whatever would feel good. Even a gentle pulse into the ground or into each other. Even for me, I like just to circle the wrists and wiggle my fingers. That seems to help me take some of that tension from that forced flex position. Okay. Since we're in hero, go ahead and rise up onto your knees. You want to kind of push the pelvis forward so it's kind of active here. That'll keep the hips over the knees. We want that as we move into a modified camel pose, another back bend. I'm going to turn this way. Now your feet can stay flat, or you can even tuck your toes, whatever feels comfortable here. Sometimes I'll get a Charlie horse. I don't know if you guys do. I get Charlie horses in my feet sometimes. But you want to support the back. So you can do a few things. You can just have hands on hips. Use your thumbs here to support the back, or your palms. I typically use my fists. Okay, just do what feels good. With the hands, thumbs, or fists, you're going to push down with some effort while the torso lifts up. We're trying to make some space across the low back as much as you can across that belt line. Pushing down, lifting up. That would be an inhale. In the exhale, I'm kind of pushing forward with the fist, making sure my hips stay over the knees, and then even just kind of look up and even tip back a little bit, just a little bit. And this can be the start of our back bend. If this feels good, stay here. Maybe you can go a little deeper. So another inhale, push fists or hands down, torso lifts. Exhale, push forward with the hands, keeping hips over knees, tip back gently. This is about as far as I'll take my posture. You certainly can take it a little deeper if it feels okay to you. So just a modified, more supported camel pose. Inhale here. And the exhale, just carefully flow into child's pose. So we're coming out of the back bend, bring the hands to the front, down to the ground. You can even take the knees a little wider if you'd like, and start to sit back. Maybe hips come all the way down to heels, but they don't have to. You can do more like a puppy pose, where the hips stay a little higher, but you can bring your arms and chest down towards the earth. So a bit of a resting pose, but also allows the spine to lengthen a little bit. A natural rounding sensation also in the spine. Let's do a little side bend while we're down here as well. With your hands still out front, maybe walk your hands over towards the left edge of your mat or left corner of your mat. As you actively reach in towards the left, feel what's happening on the right side of your body. And as you're able, take a deep breath and breathe into the right side of your body. See if it expands and just notice what kind of sensation is created there. Maybe 2 more breaths on this first side. Walk hands back to center for a quick moment. And then walking hands to the right edge of your mat, noticing what's happening on the left side of your body. Same thing, perhaps a deep breath, breathe into the left side. See what sensations you can create there. Two more breaths. Come back to center. From center, we're coming back up to hands and knees. Once on hands and knees, tuck toes, lift knees and send hips into the air, head and chest sink between the arms. It's a return to down dog. Let's continue a flow. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist open, just a quick one. Unwind, send right foot to the top of the mat. Left heel roots into the earth, finding your balance here before you rise to your warrior 1. Inhale up. And exhale, expand and open to your warrior 2. Quick adjustments of the feet. Strong foundation, side angle pose. Reach out, rotate the arms. Let's follow the left arm overhead, reaching, extending, good lengthening through left side body. Breathe in. Exhale, turn, fold, bring hands to the earth. Step right foot back, plank pose. Stay in plank. We're going to set that right knee back down onto the floor. Make a kickstand with the foot. Reopen to the left side of the room, side plank, variation. Same thing. Left hand initially reaches up and then overhead towards the front of the room, shifting the body so you can easily float the left foot up, flexing here. Let's create a back bend. Bend the left knee, bring your heel towards backside. As you're able, reach behind you with the left hand to find the foot. Now, if you can't quite reach it, you might bend the left knee, bring it in towards your chest or belly. That way you can maybe grab your shin or ankle and then send the leg back behind you, opening up. Remember that belt buckle? Push it forward along with your belly. Chest opens. We're going to release to re-extend the leg and the arm. Strong straight line. Return to hands and knees. 2 breaths, cat and cow. Inhale, cow, that's the back bend. Exhale, cat. Do one more. As you flow into cat pose, hold cat, tuck toes, lift knees and hips into the sky, downward facing dog. Feel the elongation of spine. And then we'll do the other side. Inhale, extend left leg up into the air, bend and twist open. Unwind, step through, left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the earth, solid ground, balanced. Rising up, first warrior. Exhale, opening warrior 2, adjusting your foundation. Yeah, side angle, reach out, rotate the arms, follow right arm overhead. Reach, active fingers, nice extension, yes. Wonderful poses. Here we go, breathe in. Exhale, here's our turn. Fold, hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. Brief pause. Set left knee onto the floor, make your kickstand, reopen to the right side of the room. Side plank, variation. Right arm reaches up initially and then overhead, extend, shifting weight and balance so you can float right foot up. Extend in these opposite directions to draw that line. It also makes space in the spine so we can make our back bend. Yeah, bend the knee, reach back, use that little cheat method of bending the knee, bring it in towards chest, catch the shin or ankle, and then send it back behind you. Feel the opening of the hips, the belly, the chest. Love it. Good. Good balancing pose too. Good strength. Let's release and re-extend the leg and the arm, still sideways. And a turn to the earth. Right hand, right knee. Kickstand comes back in. Cat, cow. Cow is the inhale. Cat. Let's do one more. Same transition from cow, cat to down dog. Cat pose, tuck toes, lift knees and hips up, heart down. Return to standing. Breathe in. Exhale, bend knees, walk, step, or hop. Both feet up to the top of the mat. Stay on your feet. Inhale, elongate through spine. We're going to hold our forward fold, so exhale and fold. And if you'd like, you can bring your hands kind of behind the legs, maybe down by your calves or below the calves. Inhale, just to experience the spine or torso getting longer if you're able. Exhale with a gentle assist, holding onto the backs of the legs. Draw yourself down a little bit deeper into your fold. You might even add a bit more sensation by shifting your weight slightly towards your toes. Just a nice counter pose to the back bends, forward folds. Now shifting weight back into the heels. Bend your knees, take the imaginary seat. Let's float up using the arms and a breath. Inhale, reach high, look up, standing back bend. Exhale, look forward, arms down to your side. Right there, good. Check in with shoulders, wrists and fingers, since all those plank poses and down dogs, hips, knees, and feet. Okay, just a quick little side bend. We've been doing side bends. I like doing side bends when we're doing back bends, just to get as much space as we can along the torso. So here we're going to inhale, take both arms up. On the exhale, right hand will grab left wrist. Inhale, send that left hand up by holding on to it, just sending it up. Inhale. Exhale, will tip to the right. Okay? Again, just finding the spot that just feels right for you for a natural stretch that's happening down the left side of your body. 2 more breaths. Good lengthening, making more space. Let's go ahead and inhale, come back up to 12 o'clock. Let's relax the shoulders on the exhale by bringing arms back down to your side here and shake that loose. Yeah. Okay. Let's get those nice side bends. Okay. We'll do the other side. Here we go. Inhale, reaching out and up. On the exhale, left hand will grab right wrist. Inhale, keep reaching straight up. And exhale, gently tip over to your left. It might just be a mild bend, doesn't have to be too much. Again, just to the point where you start to feel something. You're not exaggerating the movement, not stressing the body. Just enough. 2 more breaths. We'll inhale, come back up to 12 o'clock. On the exhale, we'll release and swan dive. Inhale, elongate through spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, hands to the floor, walk, step or hop feet back to plank pose. Stay in plank. We're going to come all the way down to the belly. So you can bring the knees to the floor first, then your belly, then your chest. Keep your hands right where they are. So a low cobra or locust pose. Start with the legs. Just experience the nice long legs behind you. Even point your toes. Feel like you're trying to reach for the wall behind you with your toes. With the upper body, starting with the hands, spread out your fingers, grip your mat with your fingertips, and try to pull yourself forward. So we're pulling forward while you're trying to reach for the wall with your toes behind you. That's elongating through your body. Roll the shoulders back and squeeze shoulder blades together. And that action might even start lifting you up a little bit. And that's really the end of the pose. You don't need to lift your head. Make sure your head and neck stay neutral so your gaze is still down, even though the chest has lifted up off the ground. Okay, nice options here. Okay, you can stay here, or if you're able, maybe lift feet or legs, maybe just the feet off the floor. Maybe lift the hands up off the floor. Even reach behind you with your hands, kind of in this little Superman flying position, really activating the back body, opening up the heart here too. Let's bring the hands underneath the shoulders again. Relax. Push all the way back to child's pose. As you sit back, you can start with arms extended out front. But you're certainly welcome to bring the arms kind of behind you or reaching down through the sides of your body, as if you're reaching for your ankles or feet. That's embryo pose. So your head might be resting on the floor, or you can bring in a block. Okay, just a couple more breaths. If your arms are behind you, let's bring them back out to the front. Return to hands and knees. Tuck toes, lift knees, back to your plank pose. Okay, so with our first one was our locust cobra pose. Let's go back down to the belly. Same thing, you can bring knees to the floor first, then belly, then chest. We're gonna go a little higher. So let's get our hands, you may want to turn to look at your hands. Making sure palms stay flat on the floor, but you slid them back a little bit so your elbows, I don't know if you can see your elbows, but they're nicely bent around 90 degrees. Okay? Same thing, active feet. Point your toes to the back of the room. Grip your mat with your fingertips, pull. Roll shoulders back, squeeze shoulder blades together. That's an inhale as you feel longer. Exhale, push into the floor. With the hands, start lifting the belly and chest, but don't come up all the way. Maybe here. Okay, elbows still bent. They're hugging in tightly towards ribs, but maybe just look forward. Okay, your knees probably are still on the floor. And we're going to push even more, straightening the arms, lift. If your knees are still on the ground, they certainly can stay there, or press the tops of your feet into the floor to lift your knees off the floor. Now your back bend could be here. This is fine if it is. Make it more back bendy. Okay, and just really sending heart forward. Hips kind of sink. Inhale here. On the exhale, if you can, if your knees are off the floor, can you step up onto the toes? Bend your knees, send your hips up and back. Head and chest sink. Keep knees very bent. Hips remain high. Push strongly into the floor with the hands so you get this elongated torso. Inhale, extend right leg up. Bend and twist. Unwind, step through, right foot to the top of the mat, left heel to the earth, rising up. Opening warrior two. Side angle pose, reach out, rotate the arms, follow left arm overhead, reach. Inhale here, yes. Exhale, turn, hands to the floor, step back, plank pose. We're gonna do that same side plank back bend. We brought the knee to the floor. But if you're able, keep the legs straight. Right hand stays on the floor, opening up sideways. Yes. Now, if the legs are straight, be sure they are straight, flex the feet. Can you pick up the left foot? Can you bend the knee, reach behind you with the hand, maybe touch the heel? You can still do that same cheat. Bring the knee forward, catch the ankle or shin, send it behind you. Yes. Release, return to plank pose. Come all the way down to belly. You choose the back bend. It could be that locust, low cobra, or that higher cobra, or an upward facing dog. We're just flowing through all three postures. Inhale here once you're in your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. If you need to rest your wrists, take a pause. Inhale, extend left leg into the air. Bend and twist. Unwind, step through, warrior one. Right heel plants, good. Find your balance, rising, first warrior. Exhale, opening warrior two. Side angle, reach out, rotate the arms, follow right arm overhead. Nice extensions through the side body. Inhale. Here's our exhale to turn. Hands return to the earth. Slide left foot back, plank pose. Okay, we're going back to that side plank back bend. You can bring knee to the floor or keep legs straight, open up sideways so left hand is on the floor, right hand's in the air. Yes. Make sure the legs are absolutely straight. Then lock them in place by flexing the feet. Reaching right arm overhead, lifting right foot. Bend the knee, reach back to go get it. Use that cheat method. That strong left foot's going to give you a strong left leg to stay with that balance. Re-extend, return to plank pose. Finish your flow, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to your back bend. Keep it low or high. Downward facing dog. Good bend in the knees, hips high, strong plant of the hands into the earth. We want to get this good extension through the torso. Back down to our knees. Child's pose, embryo pose. Good. Find your breath. That certainly can kind of take your breath away, right? Very active movements through that flow, very dynamic, especially with that side plank posture. Good. 3 more breaths. Good. Then rise back up to hero pose. Okay, we're going to do camel again. So that first version, let me just quickly show you, just to remind you what you did the first time. So we brought the supportive hands to the low back. We pushed down, lifted up, pushed forward, and we leaned back. So that was our first variation. You can certainly do this again. Here's a second variation. So you're in hero now. So you might lift up, maybe tuck your toes, sit back, so you can actually reach and touch your heels. Because what you can do, let me just quickly demo again. So I can really reach the soles of my feet, but this is going to change more towards the heel. Because I'm going to rise up. So it's an inhale to lift up, exhale, push hips forward. But I'm not quite there yet. My hips aren't over my knees. Inhale, keep lifting up, sending the heart and sternum up. Exhale, send hips forward, getting them over the knees. And you can see I'm just kind of touching the heels with my fingers. So it's another version of the posture. So you can do that if you'd like. Okay. So come on to knees. Maybe lift to tuck toes so you can easily reach your heels. Or you can do that first version again if you want. Okay. If you're here with me, we're going to inhale and just lift up. Exhale, send hips forward. We're taking this in increments. Inhale, tip chin up, send heart up. Exhale, keep sending hips forward until you get a sense that your hips are over your knees. Fingers are just touching the heels back there. Inhale, we're still trying to rise up. Exhale, hips forward. Now you might not be moving, okay, but intrinsically you are. Heart always lifting, keeping all that spinal extension, even though we're in a back bend. Exhale, hips forward. One more breath in. Exhale. Soften the body. Sit back down. Back to our child's pose. Make it an active child's pose so we can get that back bend out of the back body by reaching, stretching, lengthening in the natural rounding of the back. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Just take your time, return to hero just briefly. You're going to sit off to the side. Let's get the legs around to the front. We're going to lie down again. So make some space behind you. Perhaps hugging the knees in. This gives you certainly a natural forward fold. Add some movement to help massage your back. Check in with your breathing. We're going to take a twist here, but you're going to set your feet onto the floor. Take your feet wide, maybe right out to the edges of your mat. A little windshield wiper twist. When you feel ready, slowly and carefully send both knees over to the left. It's going to really affect more of that right leg as it's turning inward. And just notice how that feels in the hip and maybe how it refers in your low back. To get a little bit more sensation, you might extend your right arm behind you towards the back of the room. Another thing you could do as an option is place your left foot on top of the right knee, just increasing that twist sensation. If that doesn't feel good, or if it feels like it's too forced, you don't have to do that. Just release it. Good. 3 more breaths. Carefully, we come back up to center, lifting the knees, feet on the floor, arms down by your side, so everything can come back to neutral. You might take a breath or 2 here, just getting out of that twisting cycle. And then the other side, gently sending right or knees to the right. Stay here if that's enough sensation. Maybe a left arm extends behind you. And that last option of right foot on top of left knee to increase that twist, only if it feels right for you. 3 more breaths. And when you feel complete, we'll come back up to center. Let everything settle. Go ahead and hug the knees back into your body. Maybe even lifting upper body towards the knees, maybe lifting the head, your upper back, your shoulders, just to create a little bit of a ball or a rounded back body. A little massage if that feels good. You can set your head back down. Perhaps choose a hip opener that you like from here. It could be happy baby pose, reclining cobbler's pose, reclining pigeon pose. As you're moving through your hip openers, decide what other poses might feel good to you. Just include those into your closing practice. And then for the remaining minutes, come to Shavasana or any other restorative posture. Everyone has a bolster, so feel free to use the bolster if you'd like for kind of this reclining, supported back bend position for Shavasana. Just have the bolster behind you long ways, sitting in front of it as you lie back onto it. Just creating this nice opening of the heart in the supported position. Just an option to use the bolster, or even if you do use it, maybe just for a part of your Shavasana, you can always change your positioning. No need to move just yet. Just continue to feel your body soften, relax, heart opening. Taking a deep breath just to help settle the body and keeping you here in the moment. If you're using the bolster, feel free to stay as you are or remove the bolster and choose a new position if you'd like. And once again, return to the awareness of your breath. Notice the feeling of the breath as it flows through your body, continuing to open and expand your heart. And take 5 slow, deep breaths, breathing new life into your entire system. Continue to notice the feeling and the sound of your breath. Let it resonate through you. Continue to breathe. If you need to, take another round of 5 breaths. This time, creating movement in your body. Slowly moving. If you happen to be lying on your bolster, just slowly roll to your side, kind of slide off the prop. You can lie on your side for another breath or two. And from here, continue to move in slow motion, guide your way up to seated. Once you're here, nice lengthened spine, sitting up nice and tall and proud. Just rolling the shoulders down and back as you continue to feel your heart open. Take a breath. One last movement together. We'll inhale, extend arms out and up. And as you exhale, bring your hands together and down to your heart space. One more full and complete breath. And as we come to the close of this portion of our journey together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.